What's up, sports fans? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and it is now official. The 2024-25 college football playoff bracket / field has been revealed. We just had the playoff, show come out just a few moments ago. I'm going to give you my reaction and my thoughts here on the college football playoff bracket. Did the committee get it right, or did the committee get it wrong, like they usually do sometimes with the final playoff ranking show? Well, I don't think the committee got it wrong. I think the committee definitely made a really good decision here for all the teams that, there was, a team that was penalized for a conference championship just losing, but they didn't really get out of the playoff field. And I know you know who that team is already, but who is in the college football playoff? That is, of course, the question. And I will show you my bracket here, and I'll give you the pretty much, my thoughts on the first round matchups. Remember, first round games are held on campuses. Quarterfinal games will be held on New Year's Six bowls. Then we got the semifinals and national championship. The national championship is going to be in Atlanta, and this all kicks off December the 20th. And the first round games will be held on December 20th through the 21st. We got a first round game on the Friday, and then on Saturday we got 3 first round games. So let's go ahead and get to the bracket here. I'll give you my thoughts here again on the matchups, and then also give you my thoughts of what I think the committee is wrong or right. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Here is the official first ever 12-team playoff bracket. This is what it looks like. So we will start here with a 5 conference champions. So Oregon gets the number 1 seed, no surprise there. I did predict Oregon to win the conference championship against Penn State. Before I start, going through these matchups, I want to talk about the conference championship games from last night. First off, Oregon, they defeated Penn State. Pretty close game, 45-37. Penn State put up a pretty good fight in that game. Maybe that's why Penn State didn't really get penalized outside the top 6 and everything. Same thing, pretty much for some of these other teams. All the conference championship games except for one was not even close. Oregon, though, they beat Penn State 45-37. Georgia defeated Texas in overtime 22-19. Carson Beck goes down with the injury, but then he comes back on the final play, and Trevor Etienne gets the game-winning touchdown. Boise State defeated UNLV on Friday 21-7 pretty easily, and then Arizona State, they blew out Iowa State. That was probably the only conference championship game that was not even close whatsoever, and Arizona State did, pretty much blow out Iowa State in that game. So the Sun Devils had the most dominant win over the weekend, and then Clemson and SMU, boy, what a comeback by SMU. They were down at the half pretty big. They made a lot of mistakes in that first half. They cleaned up those mistakes, and they were down by a pretty big margin in the fourth quarter. If they did not come back in this game, they probably would not be in the college football playoff right now. But Clemson, they did win the conference championship, so they are the number 12 seed. And I exactly got the top 5 conference champions correct. I had Oregon at number 1. I had them beating Penn State in the Big Ten championship game. Georgia, I had them beating Texas in the rematch against Texas. Boise State, I figured they would jump up to number 3, and then Arizona State would jump up to number 4 because, obviously they probably have better resumes than Clemson would. And, I think they would probably just jump up here to the top 4 spots. So, yeah, Boise State, they definitely had a better resume to begin with. I know there was kind of an argument there between Boise State and Arizona State to be that number 3 seed, but I feel like you got to like this path here for, both of these teams. So, yeah, Boise State and Arizona State, they get both first-round byes, and they will be those top 4 conference champions. They all get bye weeks in the first round. And then Clemson, I did predict them to be number 12. Not much on the resume for the Tigers, but SMU kind of, boosts their resume here to get into the playoff. I mean, they won their conference championship, so they're automatically in. So I exactly got what the top 5 looks like. The top 5 conference champions, I had Oregon at number 1, Georgia at 2, Boise State at 3, and then Arizona State at 4, and then Clemson at number 12. So I got all the 5 conference champions right. What I got wrong, though, is Texas at number 5. I had Notre Dame at number 5. Penn State, I had them at number 7. So I was kind of expecting, you know how the committee is sometimes, they, jump up, a team that's right behind, some top 5 teams. Texas and Penn State both were ahead of Notre Dame. I just had that gut feeling that Notre Dame was going to be ahead of both Penn State and Texas, but that obviously did not happen. I think the committee definitely made a right decision. They did not penalize these two teams for losing just a conference championship game. And Texas obviously had the better margin of loss. Texas lost by 3. Penn State lost by, 8 and everything. So, yeah, both of these teams, that makes sense here to put them both at number 5 and number 6. And then Notre Dame, obviously they're number 7, so I have no problem where they're at. And then we got Ohio State and Tennessee. That's going to be a matchup there that I did predict, for the last, couple weeks and everything. So, yeah, that was definitely a matchup that I did predict that I was going to be right on. And then Indiana jumps to number 10. We get an in-state matchup here in the first round, Notre Dame and Indiana as a number 10 versus number 7 seed. And then we got SMU at number 11. So a lot of people think Alabama deserved to be in the college football playoff. I disagree with that. I think the committee definitely made a right decision here. They did not penalize a team for losing a conference championship game just by 3 points. And I would definitely, go at the committee if they made the wrong decision. If they put a 9-3 Alabama team over an SMU team that just lost by 3 in their conference championship, yeah, that would definitely not make any sense. But SMU, I think you got to agree here with them. SMU is the number 11 seed. They will play in a first round game on the road, but at least they're in the playoff. I'm not really worried about the matchups right now, but that is what I'm just really focusing on. Who is in the college football playoff, and if the committee made the right decision. I think the committee definitely got everything right. This is probably the most accurate, that the committee has gotten right here for the playoff, spots. Throughout the 14 playoff, there was always a lot of criticism, but I feel like with the first 12-team playoff, they did a pretty nice job. So this is what the 12-team playoff looks like. Again, the matchups, you got Ohio State versus Tennessee as the 8 versus 9 matchup. That's going to be a good one there. Tennessee, though, heading on the road. It's going to be cold there in the state of Ohio, so Tennessee has to travel out to play in cold weather. Yeah, that's going to be a good one there, though. Tennessee and Ohio State, these are two teams that are pretty even on the defensive side of the football. Ohio State, though, coming off that loss to Michigan, if Ohio State doesn't get past, Tennessee in the first round, then it's definitely going to be gone for Ryan Day. I think Ryan Day will probably be gone as the head coach, but yeah, the Buckeyes versus the Volunteers in the first matchup. Winner will play Oregon, the number 1 seed, in the second round in the quarterfinals. And how about this? We probably could see Ohio State versus Oregon in a rematch here for the second time. But Tennessee against Oregon, that would not be a really bad matchup either. So that's going to be a dogfight. Ohio State and Tennessee. The winner of this game will definitely face Oregon in that second round, so that should be a good one there. And then we get Texas versus Clemson in the first round in Austin. Texas obviously will host the first round game. Texas coming off a tough loss to Georgia by 3. Texas had plenty of opportunities to win this game, but, Texas, they'll get a first round, home game, and they will take on Clemson. So I kind of expect a pretty good matchup here between both of these teams. You got two orange teams going at it here, so who is the better orange blood in this matchup? We'll find out. This game, of course, could be on Saturday or Friday. I have to take a look at the schedule and everything, but yeah, this should be a good one here. Winner will face the number 4 seed in Arizona State in the quarterfinals. And then we got Notre Dame versus Indiana. Just talked about it, in-state matchup. That should be a good one here. You got Notre Dame with probably the advantage on the defensive side of the football, while Indiana has a pretty good offense. And they have a first-year head coach. What a job for, Kirk Cinaity as the head coach for Indiana. This Indiana team looks like they're red hot going into the college football playoff, but the winner of this game will play Georgia in a quarterfinal matchup. Yeah, either way, whoever Notre Dame and Indiana goes up against Georgia, the winner of this game, whoever plays Georgia, I think it will be a good matchup. And then Penn State and SMU, probably not the most hyped up, 6 versus 11 matchup, but SMU, I think, will definitely come out ready to play. This is a tough environment that they're going up in, though. Penn State, I think you got to, really kind of feel confident if you're a Penn State fan with a pretty good path to get to the semifinals. And then, obviously, same thing for Texas. Both Penn State and Texas, first round games, I think Texas definitely has a tougher first round game. But, the winner of these two games, if Penn State and Texas both move on, they will have a shot to make it into the semifinals if they get past those first round games. So that is what the 12-team playoff field looks like. Just wanted to give you a quick reaction here to the 2024-25 college football playoff bracket and who is in the college football playoff. What did you guys think about it? Did the committee get it right or did the committee get it wrong? I think the committee, like I said, got everything right. I think this is the most accurate the committee has been in a very long time. So that is my thoughts on the 2024-25 college football playoff bracket. We will make predictions for all these playoff games coming up next week, so stay tuned for those videos coming out next week. And I'll be doing some other postseason content throughout this week. So let me guys know what you think about these playoff bracket. And again, let me get your guys' thoughts on the matchups as well. Who do you think wins these matchups as well? Give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more sports content videos on my Lucas Ross Sports YouTube channel.